Without any exaggeration at all, this Volvo here is the best Volvo I have ever driven. I can only find one thing about it which I don't like. XC60, and that is the reason why. It just doesn't have enough guts and power. It's such a shame, and I mean that most sincerely, because this car is nearly perfect in every way. Forget about any taboo images with or associated with Volvo. This Volvo is absolutely superb. It not only looks good on the outside, it is good inside and out. Now I'll run through a few things on the car. The first thing is the visibility all round on this car is superb. It's fantastic. It's been thought out with common sense. Even the headrests on the rear seat, only the corner edge obstructs the rear view vision. I mean, it's just obviously sorted out with common sense. It's fantastic. The wing mirrors are enormous, about the same size as that on a Range Rover, and you couldn't make this car more visibly perfect unless you were to actually physically take off those headrests from the back. So 10 out of 10 for that. Instrument cluster, all completely unobstructed. The center console here is one of the easiest to look at. Everything is there, bish bosh, no confusion at all. Eyes down, do what you're going to do, and eyes back up when you're on the road. The layout of the car is minimalistic, but it's quite fashionable, and well, fashionable, I hate to use that word, it's quite stylish, to be quite fair. Everything's neat and tidy and looks good. Nothing's cheap and tacky or feels plasticky. It's well put together. It's a solid car. You know when you're sitting in this, you're sitting in something which is put together as it should be. Now, going back to the engine, it's not by no means docile, but it just doesn't have that G-force feel you get with a nice big powerful engine. Obviously there's going to be different variations of this car. I just can't wait until we pick up a very, very big powerful one, because I'm sure they're out there. The driving position of the steering wheel feels a little bit odd, although it's adjustable. It does feel a bit awkward, takes a bit getting used to. But there's one other thing I want to add about this car, and that is the brakes. The brakes on this car are very nearly some of the best that I've come across. They are absolutely fantastic. Not only do you have equal gradual force that you can apply to the brakes, you can feel each and every brake caliper working individually in perfect synchronization. It doesn't feel like you do with a cheap car, whereby it feels like all the brakes are one unit just stopping at once. Fantastic brakes, absolutely superb. Cornering on this car is rather good too, considering the car is quite hefty and it's quite high up and meaty. It is a very comfortable ride, and the way it bounces around when you turn it, the anti-roll bar, it gives it like an edgy feeling. It almost feels like you could be sporty and enthusiastic with this car, and chuck it into corners and have all sorts of fun. This is a great car. Anybody who's looking at this video now must be watching it because they've either owned one and they know exactly what I'm saying, or they're thinking about buying one. If you are thinking about buying one of these, right, this is the automatic, this particular car. The only thing I would say try and aim for something with a meatier, more powerful and torquey engine. It doesn't matter if it's diesel. This isn't a sports car. Go for a bigger engine than this particular model. You will not be disappointed with this vehicle. It is absolutely superb. It is without a shadow of doubt one of the best Volvos I've ever driven.